You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit Verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Oh, this money business. It is money business. And it's a lot like monkey business.
I was just going to say that. I'd rather be in the monkey business.
It's
the grinder.
You just throw a K in there, and that's our industry. It's more monkey business almost than money business, although it's monkey business for money business. And sometimes it gets a little bit frustrating, which is why we have this show. If you get a little frustrated by trying to manage your money, deal with all of these problems, these people, these things, these ideas, these get-rich-quick schemes, robbing hoods, and all these things, give us a call at 855-935-TALK, 855-935-8255. By the way, one of the easiest times to get through is around the holidays. Although, this year, really, what are you doing for the holidays? Come on. You going anywhere?
My office.
You going anywhere? I was downtown in our little town here. My wife and I will go pick up food at a drive-thru, and then we will go sit at the park in the air, just the two of us, and eat rather than going into a restaurant. We drove downtown to our little park, and the parking in the entire downtown, every space was taken. Every space. Because this stupid little company that owns the downtown here decides to have a big Christmas thing with snow falling and carolers and
snow
yeah,
as
snow
soap
as in
or
snow,
soap as snow. I've been there for that.
We call it
that.
snoop.
Yeah.
But it's packed with all these people. What are you all doing? I know it's Florida, but stop it. We're not immune to the virus.
Not so far.
No. Anyway, I totally got off track there. I did.
You did. We were heading in.
Where were
you
we
gave,
going?
Did you give the number?
I gave the number, but I'll give it again. 855-935-TALK. Again,
Yeah,
good time to
call
during the holidays. That's where I was.
And then we were going to talk about our old friends.
Oh, my God.
The $11.7 billion company now.
Sure.
Robinhood. Robinhood.
Yeah.
Robinhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they got in a spot of trouble. They got in more than one. They got in two. Now, we told you about this a couple months ago, that really the way they're making their money is the way that they hand these trades off to other people. Deal flow.
Yeah.
We don't get too far in the water, but
that's how they get paid. You don't pay commissions or trading costs to Robinhood. I mean, literally, 2 weeks ago, and I thought this was going to be cute, I put $100 in a Robinhood account on the air, bought a stock that was based on a random stock selector. Turns out my stock went up like 8%.
Ooh.
And then I got a free share of some wacky company that was worth $5. So I was up like $14, $13 on my 100.
Like 14%.
Yeah, until the end of the week when I went to, my deal was every week I was going to sell the stock and buy another random stock. Well, the next random stock I bought went down. So I decided, though, on Friday, it occurred to me after reading all this stuff about Robinhood and what I know about Robinhood, this is not a good lesson to be sharing. I thought it was going to be fun at first, but it's not a good lesson.
Yeah, it's just designed to make you feel like a gambler, I think. But here's the other thing. Wasn't Robinhood taking from the rich and giving to the poor?
Yes.
Robinhood?
Yes. This would be the opposite, I think.
But when you read, because when you read about the $65 million fine, and I know there have been bigger on Wall Street.
But that's pretty good sized.
Yeah, that's congratulations. You're moving up there in the club. The fact is they are completely working to take money from you and give it to the rich.
Right.
Because the people that own this company, I got news for you. They got more money than well, they got more money than me. I don't know about Don because
I got $100.
Wealthy landholder.
And actually, what I did on Friday though is I sold the wacky stocks I had, including the free one, and I bought VWO, Vanguard Emerging Markets.
Oh, okay.
That's what I bought with my $100. I figured
up 11% year to date.
I'll take risk, but I'm going to take it with a diversified portfolio. I just got a notification on my Robinhood thing. Looks like a video game. Look at that. They have a new service called Robinhood Gold.
Yeah, of course they do. By the way, I went back to finish the Robinhood thought.
You're going to have to do it after the break.
Listen to what they do, not to what they say. Watch what they do, not what they say. Because they say, we're fixed it. We'll find out.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something I could watch right now. 855-935-TALK is the number.
Are talking real money.
You know there are a few things more important than planning for retirement, but it does seem complex and convoluted. That's why Tom and I created RetireMeet back in 2015. This year, thanks to COVID, RetireMeet is going both virtual and national. And since you'll be doing your own catering, it's absolutely free. All we ask is that you sign up in advance at retiremeet.com so we can make sure we have enough capacity for everyone. This year's lineup will be our best ever, featuring experts on retirement investing, income generation, Social Security, long-term care, senior housing, estate planning, and more. Of course, Tom and I will be hosting. The consumer man Herb Weisbaum will be there, and we'll be presenting a huge double keynote address featuring both Paul Merriman and Dimensional Funds founder David Booth. Since you can sleep in and even attend in your pajamas, there's no reason to miss RetireMeet America 2021, so reserve your free tickets now at retiremeet.com. That's retiremeet.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
You can tell when the break's too long because Tom starts getting grumpy. He's getting grumpy. He's just, I'm just going to go back to bed. It's going to rain in Seattle all day. My life is over. 855-935-TALK is the phone number.
You're killing me. All right, fine. I was going to wrap your present today, but now forget it.
Hey, the last time I heard you rap, it was so bad. Oh, rap my present.
I'm on that list. I'm on that list, too, the non-rapper list. That's true.
He's got a meme online, a little picture of him rapping it. It says, he's so white. You are so white.
Do you remember that rap? It is up online somewhere.
Awful. It was
horrible. But it was well written. It just wasn't well performed. It was very well
written.
Yeah, it was. Cause I think the writing credit we might win it, like Citizen Kane, but the performance not so much. So
okay. 855. I'm just going to move along and get a caller in. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call like Chris did. Chris, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's up?
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
Not Chris Kringle, right? He's already here.
Go ahead. He's teasing you, but it's okay.
I have a question about life insurance retirement plans. I have a buddy who has one, and he's raving about it. So I talked to my Edward Jones guy about that, and he's got some ideas, and I just wanted to check it out with you guys.
All right. Life insurance retirement plans?
Yeah,
the LERPs.
Is you sign up
the
for a
LERPy
premium,
things.
You have a death benefit immediately.
Yeah, we know what it is.
And 10 years later. Okay.
I despise these things. I hate them with a white-hot passion. It makes a lot of money for the person who sells you one. And it might. Okay, hold on. Let me just clarify a little. It might, in some cases, make the teeniest bit of sense for someone who needs a large cash value life insurance policy to take care of someone well past their ability to get term.
I do not need that.
That's true.
Then you don't need this product. What people neglect to tell you is that tax-free benefit you get.
Oh, that everybody gets sold on that.
They talk about that. You can take money out in retirement tax-free, right? No, you can't. You can borrow against the policy tax-free, but the policy must remain in effect. And that means there will still be premiums. The minute you don't pay a premium, for whatever reason, all of those loans become taxable immediately. Any money taken out of the cash value of a life insurance plan that is over and above your premium is taxable as ordinary income. Money invested in growing vehicles like stocks and mutual funds, that is tax deferred. Everybody should fund their qualified plans to the max because they're much, much, much better.
So
but
I do
after
that. I max out my 401k, and I'm not eligible for a Roth.
But after that, then you either buy tax-advantaged mutual funds, tax-managed mutual funds,
very efficient,
efficient, or you just buy ETFs that aren't high dividend paying ETFs because there's no realized capital gains until you sell, and then when you do sell, the maximum tax rate's 20% as opposed to 39%.
Long term isn't long term like 14?
Well, long term can be up to 20 depending on your bracket.
It could be 20. Well, that could be 23.
Well, yeah,
yes.
with the Obamacare tax, yeah. But that's still lower than 40 almost, and it depends on. Oh, you're in Washington, so you don't have income tax.
This is another one of those cases. This is a product looking for a problem that generally does not exist.
So my excess cash that I have at the end of the year, just invested in index funds, normal post-tax funds is probably the best option.
ETFs or a company like Vanguard and many others have what are called tax-managed funds. They go out of their way to find ways to avoid ever distributing capital gains or even income to you that would be taxable.
And today you can get the exchange traded funds that take care of that problem anyway at a very low cost.
As long as they're low dividend paying, yeah.
Right. And Vanguard has a fine suite of those too.
But you're just going to make your Ed Jones broker a lot richer. As a matter of fact, you've already, I guarantee you, if you've been investing through Ed Jones, you've already made your Ed Jones broker really rich. And that's money that could have stayed in your pocket.
You got to give it away. It's the holidays. It's nice.
Even Santa isn't really excited about making brokers richer.
I have a few different accounts, and one of them is an Ed Jones. Maybe 20% of my retirement money's over there.
Think about how much better off you'd be if you had 0% there.
Okay, I will take that under advisement.
All right, sir. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 855-935-8255. I'll take that under
Spreading holiday cheer.
I'm telling you, it's probably because the Edward Jones guy.
Near.
The Edward Jones guy's probably a friend or something, or is so nice.
Yeah, nice.
My broker is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'll be your friend. I'll treat you really well. Pay me thousands of dollars a year to be your friend. There are a lot of people who will be your friend for money. I don't know how sincere they are, but you don't know how sincere your broker is either. Sandy, you're up next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
We hear you.
Okay, good. How are you different than other people? Because you talk about thousands of fees. You charge probably the same amount of fees that they do.
No, we don't, actually. No, actually, we don't, Sandy. I will do one thing that no one else will do. I will tell you exactly what we charge our clients, and I will lay that up against what anybody else charges. Anybody.
So you charge less?
We charge less. Yes, ma'am.
Huh.
In many cases, a lot less. For example, if you went to Ameriprise, one of the big companies out there, and they gave you, and they didn't sell you anything on commission, they just put you in their fee-based investment management program, you would pay them about 3% of your assets a year. If you came to us, you would pay us 0.9% per year, up to the first million.
That doesn't include the expense of the investments.
Right.
That's simply the asset management planning part.
I guarantee you, if you called them today and said, "Hey, Ameriprise, how much would you charge me to manage my money?" They'd go, "Well, it depends. We have different fee structures, and we'll tell you exactly what we charge. Exactly. Up front, never a hemming or a hawing, and we never, ever, 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 ever take commissions. Ever."
And I think any reputable firm should do that, by the way. We're not the only people that would do that. Well, a lot of them do try to hide it. And that's why you get these products, frankly, that are really lousy for you, Sandy.
Yeah. Most people get sold commission stuff, too, Sandy. They don't even know what the commissions are. And if you ever get
by the way, how is Don different? Well, he can do Santa voices. He dresses very nicely, and he generally makes sense. That's how he's different. Not always, but generally.
Yeah. 855. That is really Santa, dude. 855-935-TALK is the number. I know we sound similar, but he's a different guy.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Want a free copy of my book, Financial Physics? Well, go download it right now at vestory.com, VESTORY.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
855-935-TALK. That's what I meant to say before the break when I went off in a totally different direction. By the way, here, let me just give you, I did the research on a lot of the bigger, better known firms out there. I went and read their ADV, which nobody does. Ameriprise managed accounts have a maximum fee of 3.07% per year.
That's crazy.
Edelman Financial Engines, they're well known.
Very big. Yeah.
1.75% is their maximum fee.
Still
Edward Jones, they've lowered theirs way down. Edward Jones Advisory Solutions, they've actually gotten close to being reasonable at 1.44. It's not ridiculous anymore. Fisher is at 1.25. J.P. Morgan Chase is at 2. LPL is at 1.35. Merrill Lynch is at 1.8. Morgan Stanley at 2%, Raymond James at 2.5%, Voya at 2.5%, Wells Fargo at 2.5%, and Vestory 0.90%.
And again, I wouldn't pay anybody more than 1.
Yeah, 1.
I think 1 is fair. I wouldn't pay them more than that.
1 even.
By the way, that's the highest. Remember, we charge people 1.
Right.
But then after $1 million, we charge you half of that, 0.5%.
Right.
And a lot of people don't go down very fast either. I don't know if we have Drew here on the phone or not.
We do.
Oh,
we do. I just wanted to clear that up.
No, I think, no, we do not have
Drew.
Drew.
We did, but we don't.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. All right, I'm so confused.
And by the way, just to go back to Sandy's question, which is a great question, how are you different? Well, first of all, we never let Don out of his cave. That's one way he's different.
And that really is a good thing.
And here's how we're different. Here's how a registered investment advisor is different. A registered investment advisor has a fiduciary relationship with you. They are required 100%. The 100%ers.
Yeah, there you go. The 100%ers.
Not the one, because all those ones you just mentioned are duly registered.
Well, not Edelman. Not Edelman and not Fisher.
Not Edelman. That's true. Yeah, that's true. 100% fiduciary advisor has a legal requirement to put your interest as the client ahead of their own. Mm-hmm. That's different than most of the industry. Doesn't make them bad, but the possibility exists that they could do something.
Although I found something really interesting. Massachusetts recently filed suit against Robinhood, the state of Massachusetts. Yeah. They did it based on a new law in Massachusetts that requires everybody who manages money in Massachusetts to act as a fiduciary. There
are some states that have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a 100% fiduciary requirement.
That's right.
And my hope is that as this permeates out there, gurgles out among the various states, that in the process, what this does is this forces the Ameriprises, the Merrills, the Morgan Stanleys, the Raymond James, the Voyas, and the like of the world to give up on the commission side of their business. To just give it up and become fee only, 100% fiduciary.
And you are believing in Santa Claus then, basically, is what you're saying. Just checking. No? Okay.
What? Did I hear my name?
Hey, I was kidding, Santa. Really, that was...
Let me push this Don guy aside. What did you say about
the Tesla thing is still
there.
I
hope that was good, Tommy.
That was, it was mildly good.
You don't want to be on my naughty list now, do you?
I know, because I really want that car. And by the way, again, it could be used. It doesn't have to be new. I'm used to driving used vehicles.
He said he had to go. He waved.
Yeah, he's very busy.
Wait, he put a finger aside his nose and rose right out of the closet. Just right.
Unlike you'll be able to do.
Finger aside his nose. And
aside his nose.
Aside of his nose.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Do you know the part? Not on the...
I'm just saying.
If you look at it from this side, it does look like he's not. But he's not. He's not. He put it aside
like you're
his
getting
nose.
The COVID test there or something, man. That was kind of scary.
All right, wait. What's coming up in February, Tommy?
I think it's Retire Meet America. Do I have to say America or America?
America. Retire Meet America.
Get rid of the A.
Biggest.
This is a big deal. Big deal.
And this year it's free.
Huge.
It's free this year because it's online.
Although you can pay us if you want.
No,
we have
you
a
can't.
GoFundMe page.
It's because you're doing your own catering. Go to retiremeet.com. Check it out.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Retire Meet has gone both national and virtual. Join Tom and me along with a host of other retirement experts at Retire Meet America 2021. Reserve your place now at retiremeet.com, retiremeet.com.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
It's the holiday ding and dash or ring and dash or door, whatever it is. You know, where you
good.
push
That
the
is
door.
good.
People that call, then they hang up. They call, and they hang up.
They don't do that in my yard because they got so much light out there that you'd be blinded.
Oh, by all the Christmas lights?
Oh, my goodness. My wife is in the spirit. Let's just put it that way.
'Tis the season to light up
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah, and by the way, the number I think is important right now, 140,817. Do you know what that refers to? 140,817.
I have no idea.
That refers to the amount of money that has been given at the GoFundMe page for the Maltby Cafe. We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, and then I got a nasty note from somebody saying, "Oh,
what?
If I see somebody from the Maltby Cafe driving around in a new car, I'm going to..."
Oh, God's sakes. This is a local enterprise. They've been there for 40 years, and it's very popular, obviously. And they were on the air on Como 3 weeks ago or something saying they're basically going to go out of business and in a local paper. And somebody set up a GoFundMe page, raised $140,000. By the way, not just for the business. These are people that work there, so they're still going to continue to work. I think it's great. You can get mad about it. I haven't seen anyone in a new car driving by, but I think
this is somebody who's just sort of a jerky listener. I get little nasty grams from him every once in a while.
I know you do.
Because he doesn't like anything I say, but that's okay. Do you know I've been on the radio for doing talk shows for 35 years, and you know a lot of people hate what I say. Kind of used to that.
And let's let you say something more, because here's the other question I'm getting a lot this time of year.
Oh, great.
Why in the heck are stocks, a global portfolio up 4.5%, the S&P 500 up 16.5%? Why are they doing so well when the economy, which is the gross domestic product's going to lose somewhere like 5% this year? Mm-hmm. Boeing has just announced they're not even giving cash bonuses. Well, no, they're giving out stock instead of cash bonuses. It's about 10% of companies that have 401ks have cut the match. These are tough times. A lot of small business, like 1/6 of restaurants. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's a good
time to be Zoom or Peloton.
Well, yeah, or Tesla, apparently. But so how do you answer that? Because a lot of people say, well, it doesn't make sense. The market is going up. By the way, the market has gone up.
I know. Well, there you go. You just answered the question. You just answered the question.
Well, I have a better answer if you don't have one.
No, I have a better answer. But really, in part, you answered the question, because what the market has done is irrelevant. What the market tends to do, and it's not perfect at this, but it's pretty darn good at it, because remember, what we have is the wisdom of crowds taking place. We have millions and millions of people taking in all of this available information on not what has happened, because the value of the market is not based in what has happened. You base the value of stocks on what you expect to happen. What are the expectations for 2021? And right now, the expectations for 2021 in some cases are ridiculously high, like that Wall Street Journal editorial you told me about the other day. But in most cases, the consensus is that sometime in middle 2021, this virus will start to become a thing of the past. We'll stop thinking about it all the time. We'll get back to work. We'll go back to the office. Many of us will stay home because some companies found it made more sense that way, and they'll be more productive. We're going to go back to restaurants, those that remain. New ones will start up to take the place of the ones that went out of business. The economy moves forward. This is what everybody's betting on. The economy of humanity has always tended to move forward and upward.
even with horrible things like depressions, even with horrible things like world wars, et cetera. And by the way, here's another thing to consider. Remember that Wall Street, the stocks traded, those are generally pretty big companies. Then you have all these other little firms that have had a more difficult time generally than the big ones, because the big ones can adjust, right? They can cut more people, they can borrow money, they can do things a lot of small firms cannot. So there is a disconnect in some ways, because the firms that are traded aren't necessarily the ones you see on Main Street. I think that separation is one. Number two, the other thing that people don't know a lot about, Don, is there's been a lot of startups and a lot of people starting companies this year because they said, I was kind of thinking of it. Now I'm at home. I got a great idea. I'm going to get going. So there's been a lot of that undercurrent that people are not aware of.
And as we can tell you, it's generally a good time to start a new business when the economy hasn't done that well. We know that. 855-935-TALK. Give us a call on that number.
Talking real money.
Tom and I created Vestory to help everyone become a better investor, even those who will never be clients. Let one of our advisors help you start your financial plan or solve a money problem free with no obligation or high-pressure sales pitch at Vestory.com. Vestory.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hello again. Don had to go to the bathroom. He'll be right back in a minute. I'm filling in for him. My name? Santa.
Hey, Santa,
well,
how are you?
I'm so good, Tommy. I'm just having a lovely time today, and I've been trying to find a new kind of gift to give to children because they don't appreciate the little handmade toys that the elves and I put together at the North Pole. They scoff at those. They turn their little noses up at those. And so I don't have any PlayStations. They're all sold out. And maybe there's something better I can give them, particularly the older children who tend to be incredibly picky.
Well, I've got an idea for you, Santa.
Oh, good, Tommy. Tell me.
Are you really good online? Are you good internet kind of guy?
I invented the internet.
I should have known that. Very good. Here's my suggestion, and I have to admit I stole this from my partner Don, and I hope he can make it back from the can at some point. But
Santa, out of the chair.
There it is.
Oh, my God, I was having such a good time.
Before we go to Trent, I do want to mention
always grabbing my chair.
He's
I had to go.
As long as that's all he's grabbing. I will say that the thing is, we love, and we've talked about this before, we love giving kids and grandkids Roth IRAs if they have earned income.
Oh my gosh, it's the best gift ever.
I think it's such a great gift. It really is. And 529 savings too, by the way. I think those, because I'm going to show all my grandkids how much I've earned. They already have a lot of money set aside for their college, which is a long time from now. I love that gift idea rather than something, as you said, is forgotten quickly.
Except for PlayStations, maybe not. They might not forget those. You all right there, dude? Oh, okay.
No.
I'm worried about him. As a matter of fact, let's say, for example, you take the $500 you would have spent on the PlayStation, you invest it in the stock market, and it does what it's done over the past 90 years, and your kid is got their first job. They're 15 years old, and they're going to retire at, let's say, 65. So that's 50 years that money's going to grow. And we just leave that there. They never put another penny in for the rest of their life. They'll have $75,000 just from that at retirement.
What a great start.
If you do that every year. If you do that every
for 15 years,
that's
for 10 years to get them going.
Yeah, so let's say you do it for 10 years, and so that's that amount. 40 years, just because we got rid of the 10, and we
carry the 1.
14 minus $1 billion. You'll have about $300,000 just doing $500 a year for 10 years. That's all. A third of $1 million. That's pretty magical.
I think it's wonderful. And by the way, if you see Santa again,
he's right back here.
I don't want Cyberpunk 2077 either. Don't try that on me.
Excuse me.
Don't come on. No way.
May I interject? You don't play video games.
No, I know, but I don't want that one anyway. Right. I know that was the gift idea for the year, but I don't want it.
If there's a video game with music from the 70s pop music from the 70s in the background. That might be your speed.
I tried FIFA, the soccer game, and I'm so bad at video games. I scored an own goal like the first 5 minutes.
I am too.
I can't do that either.
I am too. The only video game a friend of ours brought by his that virtual thing, the headset, the one that Facebook makes. The name of which is
I don't know. I'm not on Facebook.
It's the the little virtual
Pong.
headset. No, the virtual headset. Oh, God.
Galaga.
No.
Can we go to the phones because he's been waiting?
Do we
for
have
a while.
somebody on the phone?
Yeah, we have Trent waiting.
Oh well, then I'll look that up while we go to Trent. Hey, Trent,
Okay.
welcome to
Trent.
Talking Real Money.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for calling.
No problem. I got a question for you. It's a good problem, I guess. I'm 48. I have a 401k where I work. I put I think 7 or 8% in. I get 3% match. And then I also have a Roth IRA through Vanguard. What do I do after I max out the $6,000 contribution? Would you recommend like a brokerage account with some like municipal bond ETF or something like that, or what would you recommend?
Do you have any debt?
0.
Okay, cool. Wait, how old are you?
48.
48. And
So he's maxing out. You're maxing out the 401k.
the
or
other
not?
money.
That was
He's
a little-
maxing. You
No, he
maxed
didn't
out the
say that. He
401k,
said-
and then you said so you've maxed the 401, right?
Yes. Well, no.
Okay, so we maxed.
Well, I
Okay.
put enough there. I put like 9% in, and I get a 3% match.
Nope.
And then I do the 6,000
Yeah,
into
got that.
the IRA, the Roth.
You can put in. I think it's 17,000 or 18,000 in the 401k.
17.5, I believe.
Are you putting that much in?
I'm not, and that was my thing.
Okay.
Was what are my? I'm kind of leery to max out my 401k because I'm not sure what the tax rate's going to be in another 20 years.
Well, then you put some of it in Roth.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Because
he
he's
could
worried
do a
about what the
Roth
tax rates will be.
401k. Yeah,
Yeah, he could do
a
something
Roth
Roth,
401k. But bear in mind that either way with that no matter what the tax rate is in the future, you get all of those years of growing it without being taxed, and you get a tax deduction while you're earning money. And I would assume you
And the
probably earn a
government's-
decent amount of money.
The government's now letting you wait until age 72 until you have to start taking it out and paying tax on it anyway.
And municipal bonds are
that
are
would
a
not be the
silly
place to
go
No.
unless you're in the highest of high tax brackets and you're just looking for a source of minuscule income and a reasonable degree of safety, a reasonably high degree of safety. Otherwise, muni bonds, if you're investing for your long-term future, it should be equity-oriented with some bonds to reduce volatility. But sometimes people cut off their nose to spite their tax face.
Okay. So
No
forget
muni
the
bonds.
brokerage account.
Yep.
Just max out my.
Well, I would do the
401k.
401k I would do the 401k all the way up. Put everything I could. And by the way, you could split it. Put half in the pre-tax, half in the Roth. Then I would do the Roth IRA. If you have anything after that, then yes, you could do a brokerage account again.
Or you could go to a good mutual fund company like Fidelity or Schwab or Vanguard and get one of their tax managed mutual funds if you're in a high bracket.
That's true.
That's what
But that
I
would be the third. That would be
Excellent.
after the other two. The other two things to do.
Perfect. Got it. Makes
Oh, and by the way,
sense.
somebody just said the 401k
Appreciate it.
max is 19,500.
19.5. That's right. Not 17.5. 19.5. Because I'm maxing next year, and plus the catch up for old people.
You can do 26. I think.
26. Yeah.
20.
I think it's 26. You know,
It's a lot of money.
my brain gets so filled up with numbers sometimes, and it's getting older. I have to look
It is.
stuff up more.
Doesn't look any older, by the way.
Oculus is what I was thinking of. The
that would've
Oculus
been-
Quest.
Yes.
And that was fun. I actually enjoyed that because you put this thing on, and the world you're in vanishes.
I haven't been good at any of that since
Vanishes.
Galaga.
Well, no, but
as
this
I
is like
mentioned.
being real. It's just like using your hands, and you're in
Yeah.
it. You can move around in 3 dimensions.
I'm always scared I'll have a epileptic seizure or something. And
Are you an
wouldn't be good.
epileptic?
No, but I just worry that there's something in my brain.
You know,
would
you
go
can
bad
only
and
worry
fall
so
over.
much. You have to stop worrying.
No, I could worry more than
Oh, you probably can. Knowing you could worry a lot more than you already do. Thanks for listening.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?